the thing that comes to mind, like there's transformation can be sudden or it can be gradual, and you don't really realize it until a new situation pops up and you go, oh, like I'm responding to that differently than I usually would. And I think that for myself, touching on the service scholarship part of things, I remember coming in and was very much like, okay, I had a very set plan for what I was going to do, and like what I wanted to get out of the experience. But I think as time went along in the program, I started to think a lot more about how can I give back and how can I be a part of this community. And so I think a moment that really shone through for me was actually when I graduated, and I realized that before I left, I had to do something to give back to the community. And so over the summer between graduating and the next cohort came in, I helped built a courtyard in the back of DRBU and ran the summer camp and piloted a retreat for the monastery as a monastic immersion, just because I felt that I had gotten so much from the experience there that I wanted to find a way that I could contribute back. And I think also as a testament to service scholarship that you're given 4 years to develop skills and to get work experience in whatever you're interested in doing. And that was all things that I didn't have a background in construction. I didn't have a background in leading programs or any of like planning or anything. And that was all things that I did during my time in DRBU.
Yeah, the I just want to echo like the courtyard that Alex built is incredible, and it's literally used every single day now for lunches and meals and stuff. So like to be able to see, I mean I don't know, I'm not Alex, but like to be able to see like directly the influence that you have on like, the university that you went to, I'm sure that's magical in its own way. So also thank you, Alex. So um yeah, I guess I feel like Alex already touched on a huge part of it. Like a lot of the change, and I think a lot of the change that you see in life, like it's not from one day to the next. It's usually a gradual process, and this like idea of instant gratification is not, it's kind of superficial. But some things do change rapidly in people's lives as well. So I'll give an example of that since he already touched on the other one. And don't get me wrong, like a lot of this, like it was both rapid change and also a lot more went into it, but actually it touches a little bit on the CEI that we have. So CEI stands for contemplative exercise immersion. And basically we read a lot of these texts every semester, and each semester we have like a what we call a strand class. And in that strand class, we have a week where we basically tested ourselves, almost like a science experiment, but with a philosophy. My first year and my first semester that I did this was in actually Chinese classics that we decided that the strand was in. So we were reading Confucius, and we were reading about the virtue, basically ritual or li. And the assignment was essentially Shari said, okay, for this week, like I want you all to, Shari is one of the professors, by the way. Anyway, she said, I want you all to choose something that you want to change, like basically a ritual that you want to implement into your life every single day, and see if that actually makes a change in your life. Is that the theory is that, by performing this ritual, it changes your life and you change the ritual and so on and so forth. It has a mutual benefit. And some people chose like to make up their bed or every day, or to read a certain passage every day. And I decided to do something a little more dramatic with my life because why not? And like I said, I was 18. I didn't have the greatest relationship with my parents at the time. And because of that, I had stopped calling them, reaching out as much. And I was like, you know what? Let me call them every single day. Like, and in my head, I phrased it as like as if I had the time. I totally had the time, but anyway, as if I had the time to call them every day. So every day I called them, and I basically from the first day they were like, "Do you need something? Are you okay?" And I was like, "No, I was just calling to check in." They're like, "Okay, that's weird." And like the second day, they were like, this is 2 days in a row. Like, are you good? Are you okay? Like, everything is all right. I was like, yeah, it's fine. And progressively as the week went on, they went from like what's happening to almost expecting my call. And the last day that we did the program, or that we did the immersion, um, they not only did they expect my call, but we had like one of the best conversations that we had had in years. And that simple like exercise, one, it showed me in like a week's time how much can transform with like intention and dedication and care, and just like a consistency. And then also it literally transformed our relationship. We started to, because the level of conversation, it wasn't just like, oh, I called for 5 minutes. It was like I intentionally called for like 30 minutes or sometimes an hour if the conversation just kept going. That we went from very surface level conversations, like a real conversation about our lives and what's happening and actually filling each other in. Um, and ever since literally that with DRBU, our relationship has been entirely different. And it set the foundation for future change. So I mean, there's always the room to like kind of, if you're brave enough, also to experiment with your own life and really apply the philosophies to, to see how it applies on a minute level as well. So that was one of the transformations that I really appreciated from DRBU.